I said it before, I'll say it again. Timothée Chalamet is the next up and coming rising star that's going to hit it out of the park. What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie and Point, movie review of Beautiful Boy, the newest film from director, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce this. It's directed by Felix von Groeningen. It stars Steve Carell, Timothée Chalamet, Maura, Tierney, and Amy Ryan. So this is a true story about a kid who was named Nick Shelf, or Nick Chef. He was a drug addict. His father, who was David Chef, wrote memoirs about how hard it was for his son to come clean. You know, the many times they sent him to rehab, the eventuality of him having to make Nick realize that he needs to figure all this himself, and just the addiction and eventual downward spiral of what drugs like crystal meth and heroin and cocaine, what they can do to you and how can they affect you. Now, I hadn't heard much about this book. It was a New York Times bestseller. I was interested to see this movie because I love Steve Carell. Steve Carell as a dramatic actor is it's an interesting, fantastic way to look at his career because he's mostly known for a lot of comedies, but he's done a lot of good drama. And then we have Timothée Chalamet, like I said in the intro, who is just this fantastic actor that came out of nowhere. You know, he was in Interstellar, and then he got nominated for Call Me by Your Name. And outside of them, you got Amy Ryan, who's always good. You got Maura Tierney, who's always good. They are the linchpin of this story because it's about a dad and his son, and they are fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Timothée Chalamet proves once again how fantastic of an actor he is. Like I said earlier, Steve Carell is always fantastic. This is definitely, I think, some Oscar-worthy performances, especially by Timothée Chalamet, definitely by Steve Carell. Now, the story itself is a little ham-fisted, a little on the iffy side. It doesn't really go too in depth about the drug use, but it does show him using the drugs and it shows the after effects of using the drugs. But I think a movie like Requiem for a Dream has done it a little bit better, has been a little more deep, a little more dark, a little more sinister in the way it's telling things. But that doesn't take away from what this story is trying to tell you, and that you can do as much as you can to help your son, daughter, cousin, relative, friend if they have a drug issue, but they have to see it in themselves to come clean and come clear because Steve Carell does everything he can imagine. I can't imagine how much David Chef actually spent on his son to get him clean, and Nick just he never he, it took him so long to get clean, and eventually he did, and that's where these memoirs come from. But it's an interesting story about just addiction, and like I said, it's not the best of movies in the world, but it's still fascinating to watch. I'm kind of conflicted because it's a hard movie to watch. It's definitely not something you want to go in and going, oh my god, this is my Saturday day movie or night movie with my significant other. But if you go in realizing that this is the type of movie that will propel you to think about what could happen to your family and what couldn't happen to your family, then you're getting into something interesting. And like I said, Timothée Chalamet, he gives a bravado performance, and it's the same thing with Steve Carell. And I know I said that earlier, but it's just like they know how to channel this interesting dynamic. Steve Carell knows how to play a character that is somewhat scared, but somehow just finds a way to get his character out there. That's why I'm looking forward to Marwin, the Welcome to Marwin movie, and he did like Little Miss Sunshine, and it's an interesting thing to see because you have the Brick Tamlin character from Anchorman, and he was on the Daily Show, and it's just I like when comedic actors take dramatic work and really sell it to you. And like I said, I hope they get Oscar nominations for this movie because they definitely deserve it, even though the story doesn't propel it up. But if they weren't in this movie, if they weren't these two guys doing these two roles, I don't think the movie could have worked as much because Maura Tierney, even though she's in it, she feels more background than anything. She's there to support Steve Carell's character. And it's the same thing with Amy Ryan, who is given a little more material because she plays the mom of Nick Chef. But it's not there for them, which is kind of unfortunate. But just go into it and realize that you're getting great performances out of two characters played by Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet, and you're gonna find something interesting about it. But just remember, kind of like Requiem for a Dream is not a fun movie to watch. It's a very slow, very dark, very uncomfortable movie, but it's an important movie in its essence. But that's pretty much it. That's the whole take of the whole Beautiful Boy movie. As always, if you like what you see, remember to rate, subscribe, check out the YouTube channel, check out Facebook and Twitter. Comment below. Tell me if you've seen movies like this. If you don't see like movies like this, that's fine. I'd be interested to see because, like I said, movies like these are not easy to watch, but they do put out great performances. So, but with that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Close your eyes. Have no fear. The monster's gone. He's on the run, and your daddy's here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful boy.